So today's topics for Thursday, or today's topic, is human-environment interaction, which is a major theme of Unit 1. And so the major concepts are going to be sustainability, natural resources, and land use. And then we're going to focus on kind of two different theories of human-environment interaction, which is environmental determinism and possibilism. So to start us off, just to kind of define some of the terms, the first key thing that you need to be able to do for this topic is to explain how major geographic concepts illustrate spatial relationships. So when we think about sustainability, there's lots of ways in which sustainability or the concept of sustainability comes through in human geography. And so you'll see it in a lot of other units. So for example, when we talk about population, when we talk about having a sustainable level of population, that is a concept of sustainability. But really, it's just the impact on the environment's future. So how do we, looking forward into the future, how sustainable is what we're doing now? And so we think about humans' impact on the environment and if that's going to be something sustainable going forward. Obviously, things like climate change and global warming are huge concepts that fall into that category. The second concept is natural resources. So we all know that the earth provides many natural resources, but the control of those natural resources is not necessarily an even thing. And that control, people who have control over natural resources versus those who do not, is a product of our history and a product of the forces that create those big divisions within our world. Also, just the extraction of natural resources. So, for example, in our agriculture unit, natural resources really comes into play there, as well as the economic unit as well. Then the third concept is land use. And so land use is just how is the land being used? How is it being viewed or owned? So obviously this comes up, like I said, big in our agriculture unit, but also the use of land for urban versus rural environment, use of land and population. So densely populated regions versus sparsely populated regions, land use will come into effect there. And then the final topic is going to be the difference between environmental determinism and possibilism, which we'll talk about on this next slide. So when we take a look at human-environment interaction, that is talking really about that dual relationship between humans and their environment. And so we know that it goes both ways. It's a reciprocal relationship. It's one of the 5 themes of human geography, or just of geography in general. But that humans impact their environment, and then environments also impact humans. And so we are able to adapt and change our environment, but we are also what we're able to do is influenced by our environment as well. And so there's kind of 2 opposing theories of how humans adapt to their environment. And the first one is environmental determinism. And environmental determinism really holds that the landforms and the climate are the most powerful forces. So it's really just, if you think about these two as, which has more power, the environment or humans? And environmental determinism would really be on that end of the spectrum, that the environment really has all the power, that landforms and climate are the most powerful forces shaping human behavior and societal development. This was a big prevailing theory in the 1800s and the early 1900s, and some people really used this to argue that people that lived in some climates were superior to those living in other climates. And so this theory that the Europeans, the climate of Europe, the environment of Europe was just led to superior people, and that's why why those people were able to dominate over other groups of people. This also led to very racist theories and theories that of just that people had no control. That it was all kind of predetermined. On the opposite side, then, kind of in reaction to this, possibilism holds that humans are not products of their environment, but they possess the skills necessary to modify their environment to fit the human needs. So possibilism is really the other end of the spectrum, that humans have control over their environment. Now, we know that obviously the environment does shape what we're able to do. For example, we're not going to be growing strawberries outdoors in the middle of January in Minnesota. But this holds that humans do have are innovative people. do respond to natural environments in very diverse ways, and that they have a lot more control than environmental determinism would hold. All right, that's all for today. The discussion post, just 2 questions for the discussion post, but just make sure in that second part you really compare those two. So make sure that you're doing that full comparison with the environmental determinism and possibilism question. All right, have a good day.